Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you.
All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Stretch. Okay, God, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. All right, welcome back. All right, hopefully that last work session was a productive one for you. I at least I got the social media post radio show social media blast thing about what we played. I got it done for one account on one social network, so great. But yeah, making progress. Cool. So speaking of making progress, I wanted to talk about. So I've spoken about these folks previously. I've actually used them, and I use them on this project. I want to try it out. Anytime I want to see something, I'm like, oh, it's kind of interesting. I want to try it out. So I created this side project, and I was doing a lot of traveling. I still kind of am doing a lot of traveling, and so that I could know how much things cost in different countries, instead of having to like go to Google, look it up every time or whatever, I kind of created a PWA to where I'm able to, I already know what the country is, so I save that in there as a setting. And so whenever I come across something, I'm like, how much is that going to cost me? I'm able to kind of do it quickly, right? Because especially like in Japan, there's so many zeros added to the end of it. So sometimes, like if I'm sneaker shopping, I'm like, how much is that? Or like I'm buying records, I'm like, wait, what? So let's say I saw something for like 10,000 yen, right? And I'm like, how much is that in American dollars? So I click this. It tells me, oh, okay, like $67. Cool. I'm not gonna, freak out too much. You know what I mean? And so this is basically the site, right? All that to say is that I created that using Dino. All right, you can see here. So I just want to talk about this thing I saw that Dino actually did. One of the things I liked about Dino is that it seems like they really like are there for like the community and are really trying to use that community involvement to help make things better. And so they had a survey, and so it's posted the results and like the roadmap from what that survey told them, like the information they got from that. They'll help drive them in a direction for the roadmap, which I think is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? So actually listening to community. So here it is. I'm gonna post a link to this, and so that you can check it out for yourself. All right. So the survey results and roadmap. All right. So this came out late last month because I just saw it. All right. Here we go. So shouts to Andy Jiang and Alan Bonder. All right, cool. So earlier this year, we published a survey to help focus our efforts on improving the Dino runtime. With over 700 responses, thank you to those who chose to fill out the form, we gained some valuable insight into the progress we're making, as well as identify which areas need improvement. So again, using actual user feedback to be able to go ahead and make their thing better. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like I'm guilty of this. Like I'll be building something. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is everything, because at least it for me. But I'm like, if other people want to use it, they can as well. And like sometimes I build stuff and I'm like not thinking about someone else using it. And so so I don't really get the feedback from other people because a lot of times it's just for myself. You know what I'm saying? And so, but like this last project, I'm building it for other people to use. It's based off something that I created, but I'm building it so other people. So I have a local group here that's going to kind of test it out for me and then let me know what they think about it. And so kind of get feedback because I already gave them a first kind of like look at it. And so I got some feedback from that. And so I added those things and now for them. And so this is a iterative thing. And then I'm going to like grow that a little bit more. Like I'm going to ask somebody else to check it out and then get feedback from that and kind of like grow it slowly to where other people can just get it, and use it as easy as possible, I guess. But shouts to them for doing this here. So here's the high level summary of the key insights gathered from the survey, as well as where we're focusing our efforts ahead of Dino 2. Dope. So the Node NPM compatibility, framework compatibility, being able to host Dino anywhere, and then so a major upgrade to dependency management because the way they're doing it was like okay, and then road to Dino 2. So those are the options there, right? So as far as their Node NPM compatibility, right? So it's understandable that not being able to access key NPM modules or run Node projects can be a non-starter for some folks when it comes to using Dino, which is why we have spent a tremendous effort in improving Node and NPM compatibility, because like NPM and Node is such a huge like player. Like it's just such a huge figure. Like it's just everywhere because for a long time it was just that. So it's everywhere. And so to kind of be able to like, hey, we want to have like an alternative, well, you still have to kind of support all those things because that was the only thing. So if you're looking to build something new and you want people to move over, well, you have to be able to support some of those things as they're moving over. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it's like such a huge undertaking because Node and NPM have been around forever and they're like the only thing. So it's cool to see that they're thinking about that. So the good news is that the majority of respondents in the recent survey indicated that Dino was already well on its way to becoming their default runtime for all projects based on the existing level of compatibility. However, the results indicated that we have further to go on this front until we're satisfied. Yeah, so like for example, like the project that it showed, the currency converter, I don't think I used like any random like I don't think I used any like external packages. It was basically just making calls to endpoints. So like the currency converter endpoint and doing the calculations on that I did in Dino. Like even the cloudinary stuff, I think I just did API calls. I don't think I did like a library. So yeah, or if anything, it was on the client side. So I didn't really have to do too much. So for that case, I didn't have to really run into any issues for any like NPM packages or node packages. So cool. But from the survey, it looks like a lot of people were like they didn't have any issues like me. So that's cool. So maybe they also weren't using a lot of like third party like node dependent packages. Maybe they're just making API calls like I was doing. I don't know. But it's cool to see that even with the compatibility that they have now, a lot of people will still be able to kind of get along with it. So that's dope. So then, yeah, in the next few months, we're hyper focused on improving Node and NPM compatibility, specifically around identifying and fixing bugs, which is great, and landing additional Node API polyfills. Cool. So our goal is to make any NPM module work with Dino, while also eliminating a lot of frustration around using NPM with Node. We aim to provide an overall better experience through reducing config files and steps around dependency management. Nice. So this one's cool too here. The framework compatibility is also important because it is. Aside from being able to use Dino to access NPM modules, we asked about the importance of running third-party frameworks. So like I use for that last project I showed the currency converter, I use Astro to build the framework to build the application. So they're saying around 80% of respondents indicated that third-party framework compatibility is essential to their work. And what's dope about Astro has like an adapter for Dino. And so that's when I was like, all right, let me try this out. You know what I'm saying? So when the framework you work with kind of like already supports the runtime you're looking to try out, that for me was like, all right, let me try this out and build something on top of it. So it is important, like they're saying. So how important is capability and compatibility? Tired. With third-party frameworks in your projects. And so that was the question. And so yeah, you can see for a lot of folks it's extremely important. So yeah. All right, cool. So while most expressed no issues with using third-party frameworks with Dino, a subset indicated they ran into friction points. So we're making third-party framework compatibility a top priority in 2024. So that's dope. Shouts to them. And so like some frameworks they're talking about is like React, Express, Quick. And like I said, Astro had a Dino adapter. So for me, I didn't have any from what I remember. I don't think I had any like friction points when deploying it. I used Dino deploy also, so that was also pretty simple too. So that brings me to the next thing: host Dino anywhere. So using Dino to build servers and APIs remain a top use case. So it's no surprise that many are hosting Dino in the cloud. We're happy to learn that nearly half of respondents selected strongly agree when asked whether it was easy to host a Dino project in the cloud. And so you see that's dope. So now where are they hosting it though? So like me, a lot of folks are using Dino deploy, which I think is cool because I'm figuring that's how Dino will maybe make money is by being able to host it. Because a good place to host a runtime would be the people who are creating the runtime, right? So that to me that makes sense that if I'm going to create like a Dino project, then I want to host it with the people creating Dino. And so if that costs me some money, cool. I'm down to do that. If I like Dino, I want to support it, then I want to host it there because then I know it's going to get like the latest and greatest, at least to me. And so we got some folks, I guess, self-hosting, Amazon Web Services, Vercel, and Google Cloud Platform. Cool. So yes, we got like all the big players there. So yeah, other cloud hosting providers for Dino mentioned, so that those and DigitalOcean. Did I say DigitalOcean here? Didn't say DigitalOcean, but also DigitalOcean. So they got tutorials, and so with Dino Docker, so you can do like your VPS hosting if you want. So that's cool. And they also became active maintainers of Dino Lambda. So if you want to store, like run your applications on AWS Lambda, they got that there covered for you as well. So that's pretty dope. And then a major upgrade of dependency management. So Dino launched with the radical idea of URL imports. So you can say like import from an actual URL. So not like npm install and then you go to the package. Like you could do it from the URL, which is pretty dope, which is how browsers operate. On paper, this made sense, but we ran into issues. What if a program contains two modules, but of different versions? Reconciling this on the module graph is a complex engineering issue known as a duplicate dependency problem. See, these are things I don't have to worry about. So that's why I just use like frameworks and libraries. So I'm glad there's people worried about this and working on that. We've developed patterns like deps.ts to manage remote dependencies, but it's still suboptimal, requiring flattening and re-exporting necessary symbols, leading to a more verbose and cluttered version of package.json because there's no node modules in Dino. And so they're saying like your package.json gets super cluttered because they're doing all these things, right? So many survey respondents agreed that dependency management can be improved, leaving comments asking for best practices around managing dependencies, deduplicating transitive dependencies, updating dependencies, to name a few. Because that's the thing. Things have gotten to the point where packages that you rely on packages that rely on packages that rely on packages kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like a spider web of stuff and it's kind of gets complicated. So they say dependency management is still painful and we're working hard on a solution. We hope it can benefit the entire JavaScript and TypeScript community. And so they have some more stuff here, link there. Now, road to Dino 2. So we're grateful for an active community eager to give us feedback and improve Dino to become the default JavaScript and TypeScript runtime. The results from the survey not only indicate strongly that we're on the right path, but also helps focus our efforts on features important to you. So that's dope. Again, I'm a big fan of community involvement and helping that drive where that thing goes towards. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. We're targeting a major version release this year, nice, which will offer third-party framework compatibility, the ability to use any NPM module, all while having a best-in-class developer experience. And so then you can reach out to them. Dope. So again, shouts to Dino for listening to the people, to their users, and trying to make everything better. So, all right, with that being said, I am going to get y'all back to work. So have you used Dino? Have you experienced any of these issues? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. But yeah, Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna send y'all back to work because I want to finish up this post radio show promo stuff, and I'm gonna send y'all off with some traveling music. This track here is screen share. This one. This is a track by Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. The track is called Thank You. Thanks again for hanging out. I'll see you 15 minutes after the hour. We'll take a look at an artist's website, listen to some music, maybe you become a fan. And till then, I wish you much productivity. Thanks again, y'all. Anthony Cruz, aka A Butter. Thank you. All right, peace.
I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I wanna say thank you for being there when the brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like hell. And everybody says hell. We spread love like hell. I wanna say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I wanna say thank you for being there.